Hello my friends, how are you? I hope you're well, I hope you're enjoying your time. One of the frequently asked questions I receive on social media is, which lens do you recommend for portrait photography? So today, I'll address this topic by comparing several portrait lenses with fast or wide-open apertures from Fujifilm. These lenses are the 33mm f1.4, 50mm f1, 50mm f2, and 56mm f1.2. If you're curious about the results, let's dive in. Although this is not our main topic, let me first talk a bit about the qualities I look for in a portrait. Maybe this make more clearer why I chose these lenses. Portraits go beyond highlighting a person's face. They convey emotion. A successful portrait establishes an emotional connection between the subject and the viewer. While I won't delve into more details here, perhaps that could be the topic for another video. However, when the stakes are this high, factors that influence your shot become crucial. Of course, the model, lighting, and environment are crucial, but the lens plays a significant role to convey emotion in a portrait. It's essential for the person to appear in the right perspective, with high sharpness in specific areas, especially the eyes, and appropriate role sharing between the model and the background. Lenses provide us with all these elements. Starting from there, I listed prime lenses with focal lengths around the standard angle ranging from f1, f1.2, f1.4, and f2. The lenses include the 33mm f1.4, 35mm f1.4, 50mm f1, 50mm f2, and 56mm f1.2. 33 and 35mm are very close to each other in terms of angle. And since the 33mm f1.4 is the newer version, I chose it for evaluation alongside the other three lenses on the screen. Now, let's get started. When I arranged these lenses by size, the 50mm f1 appeared to be the largest, followed by the 56mm f1.2, 33mm f1.4, and 50mm f2. In terms of weight, filter diameter, and full frame equivalent, each lens has its specifications. 50mm f1 weighs 845 grams and has a filter diameter of 77mm. The angle of view of this lens, whose full frame equivalent is 75mm, is 31.7 degrees. Aperture range works between f1 and f16. Minimum focusing distance is 70 cm. 56mm f1.2. It weighs 445 grams and the filter diameter is 67mm. The angle of view of this lens, which has a full frame equivalent of 85mm, is 28.5 degrees. Aperture range works between f1.2 and f16. Minimum focus distance is 50 cm. 33mm f1.4 weighs 360 grams. Filter diameter is 58mm. The angle of view of this lens, whose full frame equivalent is 50mm, is 46.6 degrees. Aperture range works between f1.4 and f16. Minimum focusing distance is 30 cm. 50mm f2 weighs 200 grams. Filter diameter is 46mm. The angle of view of this lens, whose full frame equivalent is 75mm, is 31.7 degrees. The aperture range works between f2 and f16. The minimum focusing distance is 39 centimeters. All these lenses are weather resistant. There is an aperture ring on all of them, and they are all turned by clicking, that is, in steps. This is the style I like. I like being able to change the exposure by 1/3, stop by feeling each click when I turn the aperture ring while my eye is on the viewfinder. Among the lenses, the 33mm f1.4 and 56mm f1.2 are the only two with an automatic button for aperture control. The others, when we turn the aperture ring towards the smaller aperture side, automatic sign awaits us at the last stop. Again, there is a manual focus ring on all lenses. All of them create a very smooth rotation feeling. In order to measure the autofocus performance of the lenses, I set up a scene with Uncle Pala in the foreground and Pakise in the distance. After attaching each lens to the camera, I adjusted Uncle Pala's distance to the lens's minimum focusing distance. This allowed me to perform autofocus by moving between Uncle Pala in the foreground and Pakizi in the background. To achieve the fastest autofocus performance, I set the AFC custom settings to +5, as seen on the screen. I repeated this process for each lens in both photo and video modes. However, since our focus is on portrait lenses, I won't delve into video details in this video. I'll just provide a brief assessment. Here are the results I obtained. 50mm f1 fast autofocus in photo mode. In video mode, autofocus is done step by step and is slow. The reaction to random movements in the face and eye tracking system is good. Tracking is smooth. Among the lenses we are evaluating today, the 56mm f1.2 is the oldest model. In photo mode, the autofocus motor captures nearby focus points while exhibiting breathing. Additionally, the motor operates audibly. In video mode, both breathing and gradual focusing are present, making autofocus quite slow. However, the reaction to random movements in the face and eye tracking system is good, and tracking appears smooth. The 33mm f1.4 with the latest technology among the lenses makes its presence felt with autofocus performance in photo mode. It delivers lightning-fast and stable performance. However, we cannot see the same performance in video mode. Unfortunately, gradual focusing is present. Face-eye tracking performance seems smooth, as with other lenses. 50mm f2 is small compared to others. Compared to the others, the 50mm f2 stands out with its autofocus speed in photo mode. In video mode, like the others, this lens also performs gradual focusing. The reaction of the face-eye tracking system to my random movements appears smooth. Now, excluding video results, let's start creating a table with all the results we have obtained. We will expand this table with other results we have acquired. At the end of the autofocus evaluations, in photos, the 33mm f1.4 seems to be the fastest lens, followed by the 50mm f2, then the 50mm f1, and the slowest is the 56mm f1.2. In video mode, the fastest is the 33mm f1.4. But all lenses perform gradual autofocus. The 56mm f1.2 also exhibits breathing. Therefore, if you plan to use these lenses in video, you should use manual mode instead of autofocus. Face-eye tracking performance appears smooth for all lenses before shooting. Let's start by comparing the sharpness of our lenses at their widest apertures. Currently, you see photos taken with each lens at its widest aperture on the screen. If we compare the center sharpness, the first thing that catches my eye is that the 56mm f1.2 and 33mm f1.4 are sharper than the other two 50mm lenses. Between the two, the 56mm slightly edges ahead with a photo finish. Between the 50mm f1 and 50mm f2, again with a photo finish, the f1 is sharper. Therefore, in order from the sharpest, we can say 56mm f1.2, 33mm f1.4, 50mm f1, and 50mm f2. Now, let's look at the corner sharpness at the same aperture. Surprisingly, the 50mm f2 is sharper in the corners than the others. Right behind it is the 56mm. Then comes the 33mm, and the last is the 50mm f1. In the initial evaluation, we looked at all lenses at their widest aperture. Now, let's compare them at the common widest aperture, which is f2. In this comparison, starting from the sharpest, we see that the order is 56mm f1.2, 33mm f1.4, 50mm f1, and 50mm f2. Now, let's do a similar assessment for the corners. In this evaluation, the 56mm f1.2 is the sharpest, followed by the 50mm f2, 50mm f1, and 33mm f1.4, respectively. I would also like to mention that the differences between them are very small, and in a sense, we are declaring a photo finish result. Now let's look at the center and corner sharpness for all lenses at the mid-aperture of f8. The sharpness ranking has changed in favor of the 33mm f1.4. It is followed by the 50mm f1, 56mm f1.2, and 50mm f2, respectively. Let's also look at the corners. The ranking remains the same, starting from the sharpest, 33mm f1.4, 50mm f1, 56mm f1.2, and 50mm f2. Finally, let's see the situation at the smallest aperture of f16 for all lenses. In terms of center sharpness, the ranking from sharpest to least sharp is 50mm f1, 33mm f1.4, 56mm f1.2, and 50mm f2. The ranking in the corners has a slight change. Starting from the sharpest, it is 50mm f1, 56mm f1.2, 50mm f2, and 33mm f1.4. Now, if we put all the evaluations together in a table, we can get a better overview of the overall situation, I believe. The 56mm f1.2 is the sharpest lens, scoring 16 points, followed closely by a tie between 50mm f1 and 33mm f1.4, both scoring the same. The 50mm f2 ranks third in sharpness evaluations. I want to emphasize again that the differences between them are really small at almost every stage. There have been many moments where I spent minutes scrutinizing the screen to determine which one is sharper. To evaluate our lenses in terms of chromatic aberration, I took a photo at the widest aperture in backlight conditions. I examined the photos I took from each lens with a 400% zoom into a high contrast area where potential chromatic aberration could occur. According to this evaluation, the least chromatic aberration occurs in the 33mm f1.4, followed by the 56mm f1.2, 50mm f2, and 50mm f1 respectively. Let's add these values to our score table. Now that we have examined portrait lenses, we have come to one of the most important parameters, bokeh. To evaluate the blurring effect, I set up a fixed scene and took similar photos with each lens in this scene. This way, I hope to objectively evaluate the resulting blurring effect and bokeh of each lens. In the photos I took with each lens at its widest aperture, of course, the order of 50mm f1, 56mm f1.2, 33mm f1.4, and 50mm f2 emerges. After all, the widest apertures of the lenses are different. For a fairer assessment, took all of them again at the common widest aperture, which is f2. When compared, believe me, the blurring effect created by all of them is excellent, creamy, satin-like. Therefore, I assign the first place to all lenses here. Let's look at the geometric shape created by bokeh by placing light sources behind. In the 50mm f1, an elliptical shape resembling a lemon is formed. In the 56mm f1.2, we observe bokeh highlights reminiscent of a lemon. In the 33mm f1.4, bokehs are closer to a circular shape. In the 50mm f2, bokehs are also circular. As they move towards the center, these geometries become more circular. When evaluating lenses in terms of lens flare, the light they produce when facing light sources, we observe that the 33mm f1.4 and 56mm f1.2 produce almost no lens flare, while the 50mm f1 and, to a greater extent, the 50mm f2 produce lens flare. Taking into account the equality between the 33mm and 56mm, let's add this to our table. Actually, having any of these lenses means you have a good portrait lens. However, small nuances affect the result and preference. You see the final version of our table on the screen. According to my evaluations, the lens showing the best performance among these is the 33mm f1.4. The 56mm f1.2 shows a performance closest to it. If autofocus speed is more important to you between these two lenses, go for the 33mm f1.2. If sharpness is more important, lean towards the 56mm f1.2. The 50mm f1 and 50mm f2 follow in the performance ranking. If you want to emphasize the bokeh, the 50mm f1 appeals to you, and if you want to highlight economy, the 50mm f2 is for you. Yes, this way we have evaluated Fujifilm's portrait lenses and their prominent characteristics. I hope I have been able to provide you with useful information. If you think so, I kindly ask you to support our channel. Until we meet again in the next video, take care of yourselves. Bye.